every year. The Dallas Cowboys win in September. Oh, you got 2 friggin' wins against the Giants and the Jets.
You know,
and you do it.
see,
Marcus
I was not expecting. Listen, I got a whole new regime. I got guys who are getting off the field. We're not the champ.
The two dudes that will have bigger numbers and more impact, and we look forward to each and every single week, is the legend himself, the Dallas Cowboy man who's got to be awful happy with Dak Prescott. He is Mark Holmes, and without further ado, our boy, the man, the myth, the legend, the champ, Philly.500 joins us now. How you doing, fellas?
What's up? What's up? How are you?
Holy cow, man. Mark, how you feeling about your boy, man? He's playing as good a quarterback as anybody in the National Football League. That would be Dakota Prescott.
Well, let me go ahead and wait for the shoe to drop because I know exactly what Philly.500 is going to say. Yeah, but it's only October. So wait till the playoffs. So there's always going to be an asterisk behind him. And the reality is Dak Prescott, even though he's on the precipice of having every Cowboys passing record that there is, he's not shit unless he wins the Super Bowl.
And that's correct. I mean, listen, when you're in that organization, this is why Jalen Hurts, the numbers don't matter with him. You know why they don't matter with him? 2 Super Bowl appearances and a win. That's why the record, you're going to look at him in a different light here. All right, Philly, first loss in a bit. Kind of different coming on here now because you guys haven't experienced this. My question to you would be, why did you stop running the ball when you had a 17-3 lead in the second half of that game? You score, and then you stop running where Barkley had 1 carry in the entire second half. In your opinion, what happened?
They ate some bad cannolis or something because I don't know. It's like I really think that it was great seeing them pass more first down and things like that, But I was shocked that Barkley only got 6 carries. We all wanted to see them use the passing game more, but not at the expense of 6 carries for Barkley. We wanted balance. I don't know why they went from one extreme to the other extreme, except to say that they felt the heat from the public because of the week that led up to it. That's the only thing I can think of. Otherwise, I have no answer for that. It's one of those things that you scratch your head about,
What do you make of this meeting thing between the 3 heads of the 5 families there that these 2 guys had to sit down and all of a sudden have a powwow? Hey, I've said this.
Great.
Well, let me ask you this. It's not anything to do with offensive schematics because right. This was more about the personalities between AJ and Hurts, right?
Well, of course, and that's what the issue has been. It hasn't been schematics. I think that for whatever reason these guys weren't communicating, and if all that's affecting them, then how you expect them to focus in on what they got to do work-wise? So I think it was necessary. I think it should have happened after week 2. And I wonder why the coaches didn't get involved in something like that earlier and why it took Saquon Barkley. That would be my question.
Mark, are you shocked you're 2-2-1 right now, especially with that Green Bay game? And now you got Carolina. There's a shot you're going to be 3-2-1 with Carolina. Then you got, if I'm not mistaken, I think you got Denver on the flip side. No, you got Washington on the flip side of that.
Yep.
Then you have Denver. But if you beat Denver too, you beat Denver and, you end up winning against Washington, you're going to be sitting there. And then, you remember coming out of the bye who the Eagles have, they've got Green Bay and Detroit coming out of that bye. So, I mean, how do you feel about yourself? Do you feel your team's getting better?
Well, here's what is actually kind of amazing to me because the fact that I know everybody's going, well, you just beat the Jets. It's only the Jets. I get that. It's only the Jets and the Giants that we won against. But the thing that's crazy is we had 4 freaking offensive linemen out. 3 of the offensive linemen were undrafted free agents. The highest drafted guy that played on Sunday on the offensive line was a 6th-rounder. And I remember you guys saying about our running game when I was saying Javonte Williams and Miles Sanders, you guys cracking up. Javonte Williams is finally really healed up, and he is legit. I believe he's second right now in rushing, second or third, and second in touchdowns. He's tied his career best of 5 TDs. And George Pickens, for everybody waiting for him to implode, he's tied his career best 5 TDs out there. So the fact that the Cowboys missing 4 starting offensive linemen and 2 of their playmakers, and Kayvon Turpin, to play the way they did against the Jets, that bodes really well. The defense, they got a long ways to go, but we may have found a linebacker, Shamar James, who's a rookie. He had 15 tackles this Sunday in replacing of dude from Chicago. I actually feel pretty good. If the Cowboys can follow it up with the win over Carolina this weekend and get to 3-2-1, you're getting a little bit of momentum, knowing that you've got a lot of players that are coming back.
November 23rd.
They're simply amazing. I mean, the Dallas Cowboys are simply amazing.
I'm not saying that's not what I'm saying.
Giants, and then they beat the winless Jets that haven't had a turnover all year.
You know what's funny to me? Hold on. You know what's funny to me is no. Hold on for 1 second. I got an Eagle fan, Leo Bridgewater. Shout out to Leo.
Shout out to Leo.
Okay? Leo came in and he was like, "Well," I was like, "What's going on with Saquon?" I said, "He had 6 carries in the game." I said, "You guys should have just been running the second half." He said, "Well, we lost Landon Dickerson." And I was like, "Did the rest of your offensive line show up?" He's like, "Yeah." I was like, "Dude, we missed 4 freaking offensive linemen. And my guy is rushing 5.7 yards a carry. Your guy's rushing 3.2 after having 2,000 yards last year." Please explain that to me. Explain it to me.
Explain what?
What's going on with Saquon?
More?
I remember you saying
Saquon's not the issue.
He's going to go back-to-back 2,000 yards. Explain that.
I said if everybody remains healthy, he has a shot at it. That's what I said. And they're not healthy. Obviously, Landon Dickerson's not healthy. Cam Jurgens is not healthy. But you got to understand, they're playing hurt. Your guys are sitting on their ass at home watching the game on TV. These guys are out there like
free agents, dude.
Like men.
6th round and 7th round offensive linemen.
Supposed to play. Okay,
Let me
they're
ask
out
you
there
something
giving
here.
their all. I can't believe this shit with this September bullshit with the Dallas Cowboys. Every year, the Dallas Cowboys win in September. Oh, you got 2 friggin' wins against the Giants and the Jets. And you do it. Marcus lazy.
I was not expecting. Listen, I got a whole new regime. I got guys we're getting off the field. We're not the champ. Remember, the champ is here
yet.
You guys are sitting here and having to have team behind closed door meetings and everything else because you're about to explode, buddy.
Yeah.
Oh, you think the Eagles are going to implode?
In between shining their rings from last year, they're having meetings. In the meantime, you complain every year that Dak Prescott, he never has talent on his team. He never has talent on his team. But the thing is, Mark, this is the same pattern with Dak Prescott. In September, October, we know I'm right, Mark. When the games matter, will Dak show up?
Okay,
will he show up when it matters?
Mark,
we're dealing with the first quarter of the season.
Are you predicting that the Eagles are imploding?
Please predict that.
I think now again they got the Giants twice this month.
I dare you.
And Minnesota, yes.
Okay, so you got get right games. You got 2 get right games going on, but there's some problems in there. And it's not my own words. I mean, I'm listening to Dan here and everything else, and they're like, this shit that's going on with your offensive coordinator with Hurts, AJ Brown.
I think they made more of it than they needed. I think they made more of it than they needed. I did. I think they made more of it.
Come on, let's be honest, Sills. This team hasn't even played to their potential yet, and they're 4-1. People were talking about them being 2-2. They haven't lost. They haven't lost. They lost 1 game. I hate losing, but it's over a calendar year. I'm not dismissing it.
Like you have some sort of.
I'm not dismissing it. No, I'm not trying to dismiss.
Your passing game is the worst in football right now.
I know, but Sills, I think that can be fixed from within. They've got the talent to do it. You know it, and I know it. I think the best thing that's happening for the Eagles really is to let Landon Dickerson rest. I wouldn't play him for 3 weeks. Cam Jurgens, he got to figure something out with him. Dude's not healthy. Every time he gets up, he stretches his back.
Let me ask you this: do you think that those 460 carries plus that Barkley had not only affected Barkley, but it has affected Cam, Landon, and the entire unit. Because I'll tell you what, I mean, dude, Landon and Cam Jerkins have not been the same. I mean, they have not. I thought Denver owned him.
No, it's okay. I'm sorry, the kitty's all scared because we're yelling.
Oh, kitty.
Poor little kitty. Little kitty.
I love
It's
kitty.
okay.
But you know what?
Okay.
It's me feeling. I told you.
Mark is a mean guy.
That's right. I'm mean. I'm nasty. But
He won't
I
eat
told
you. He won't eat
remember,
you.
one of the reasons why it is so hard to repeat is because you guys are playing it out till middle of February.
Well, yeah.
That's less time for you to recover.
Yeah.
And you get through with the off season. You start workouts at end of March.
Yeah,
so you literally have a month
that.
off, and so your body never really gets a chance to heal. And when you think about Saquon having as many carries and hits and everything else, bro, I told you, everybody gets cut in half.
The thing is Saquon looks good. It's not him. He looks just as explosive as last year. The problem
those 3.2 yards, man, they were explosive as hell.
But here's the thing. Here's the statistic. Last year he was getting first contact at over 3 yards a carry. Now it's like almost less than 1 yard a carry before contact. I think Dickerson was hurt. He had the knee injury, right? I think he came back too soon. Then he hurts his back. Then last week he gets his ankle rolled out. So I think those things have hurt them. And then I think Juergens with the offseason back surgery is something you've got to really watch carefully because you don't know how somebody comes from back surgery. So hopefully he'll start playing better as the year goes on. But the offensive line's got to get it together.
No, Phil, you don't get that. Bro, no, you don't get that. Because when I would say we lost Tyron Smith, when I say we lost Tyron Smith and everything else, and I said our offensive line was shit, you're just making excuses for Dak. You're just making excuses.
Yeah, but your
team is sucking, and you're making excuses, but you won't let the Cowboys have it.
Completely different. You know why?
Oh, you're
I'm
going to
tell you. I'm going to tell you why.
That's right. I feel emboldened today because we got a victory. You lost. I've had a lot of shit that's been happening from you guys.
You see how these Cowboy fans
you're making excuses.
Mark, you literally do 50 videos a day. Every video is an excuse of Dak Prescott video. All I'm saying is, the Eagles are struggling. Here are some of the things that have to be going on and have to be fixed. What you do is say, well, Dak would have won the game if this guy wasn't hurt, and Dak would have won the game.
You just said Saquon would be rushing for 8 yards a carry if he wasn't getting contact after the first 2 yards.
No,
isn't that just insane that you're telling me?
That's not what I said.
Say that's not the same thing.
That's not what I said. I said what happening this year is that the offensive line was giving him 3 yards of rushing room.
It is banged up.
Now it's less than 1. So the problem, what I'm saying, it hasn't been Saquon Barkley. It's been the offensive line. That's all I'm saying. And you're going over, oh my God, because you want to justify everything Mark does. Sills always comes back to Dak to justify Dak.
Dak's having an MVP
for
season.
9 years of losing. He's the greatest September football player ever. The greatest.
He's turning red. Look, I love it.
Turning red because you're giving me agita. I got agita with this guy.
Got the cat scared. His face is turning red.
Hey, Mark.
My cats are freaking out.
How is it that we're going to see the Dallas Cowboys implement CD back in the lineup? Do we have an update, like when we're going to expect to see CD? Because I would think you get CD Lamb with what you're doing with the number 1 passing offense in football right now. You add him to the mix here. I mean, when are we looking at him potentially coming back?
We haven't seen the report for practice today, but last week he was beginning to work on the bands, and it's possible that he could be ready to play this weekend. I'm hoping that they don't rush him back. Let him heal up against Carolina. I hope that we can continue to go. But the thing that's been kind of crazy is it seems like we get a flavor of the week because CeeDee Lamb goes off and has a big game. CD gets hurt, and then all of a sudden George Pickens comes through and has a big game. And then this week it was Ryan Fennoy, literally out of left field. Jerry Jones last year was out here, preaching about, I can't wait to see that Ryan Fennoy get his first catch. He's got some Des Bryant. We're like, okay, yeah, Jerry, good. Yeah, And literally, he went off. So having all these different weapons and even being able to take some hits and have these guys in here, I think that this is going to actually bode well for the Cowboys going down forward. If you think about losing 4 offensive linemen, they're not season enders. They're guys that will come back. And I dare say you may actually look at one of those guys and say maybe they're trade bait to try and help your defense, as well as Jalen Tolbert.
Okay. Philly, how come you're not buying any of it? Look, they're playing.
Who's Dallas play this week? Gloucester,
Carolina. Carolina won 2 games in a row.
Oh my God.
They play Carolina. Hey, are you?
They play the Giants. What's the difference?
How many days?
What's the difference? 1st? Don't say.
How many days till December 1st? That's all I want to know.
December 1st. What do you? No. You mean when you guys play them on like November something, don't you?
No. I mean December 1st is officially Dallas Cowboys choke season. Once it gets here, all the realities come here. Look at him.
How about
2 wins?
Are you concerned about Jalen
won a
Carter?
Super Bowl. Yeah.
Are you concerned about Jalen Carter in the heel? And he's listed as limited, and there's an opportunity and maybe potential he could miss some time in that game, or they can. Let's see if he finishes that game. He's been hurt all year. Was supposed to be a shoulder or wrist. Now we got a heel issue here. What do you make of that?
Yeah, I think that he's, it seems like when these guys get banged up, it just keeps adding up. I think it's definitely a concern. I would love to just blow this team out and get the rest of these guys as soon as and early as possible. But I do think you need to consider resting some guys. I don't think that the Giants can beat us if you're resting 2 or 3 guys. So I would consider it. They talk about Dickerson missing 2 weeks, right? Why 2 weeks? Just don't play him for 3 weeks. Go on the bye. Give him a whole month to get healthy, right? These 3 weeks, like this stretch is where you've got to get things turned around. You got to get things fixed. You can't go into Green Bay and be struggling the way you're struggling right now. So yeah, there's cause for concerns. Panic, no, but cause for concerns, sure.
Mark, do you think this is the best coordinator that Dak Prescott has had since he's been in Dallas?
Well, here's what we can actually look at. Right now, I'd say yes. And if not going just by what we've done here, because if you actually go back to when he was the offensive coordinator with the Seattle Seahawks, Russell Wilson averaged like 37 TDs and like 9 interceptions, and literally was averaging about 4,000 yards. It was the best 3-year stretch. So that was back when Russ was cooking. And when he was with the Jets, he took Mark Sanchez before he became, arrested to the NFC Championship game twice. And as he said, unlike Mike McCarthy, I want to run the football. He's gotten a guy that nobody thought was going to be anything. Javonte Williams rushing like crazy, and they're a balanced game. Listen to Xander, and I got to say, Xander, I'm rather impressed with Xander. In fact, I need to do some work with Xander. He's talking about praising Dak Prescott and stuff. But he pointed out that you have to be a balanced
He needs a good night's sleep. He just needs some more sleep. He'll come back to his senses.
But he understands about being a balanced offense. And if you take, say, that Jake Ferguson 24-yard touchdown play, if you look at it, it was play action. They're faking the dive, of course, to Javonte Williams, and everybody got sucked in. It's a quick screen outside to Jake Ferguson. He takes it 24 yards.
He's like a genius.
Yeah, I know. So, yes, this is the best offensive coordinator he has.
Look at that.
How's your offensive coordinator doing?
Of course, he's the greatest. He's the greatest offensive coordinator.
How's your offensive coordinator doing?
Right.
I haven't heard.
He is dog shit. I'll tell you that, man.
Well, all I know is this: is we're 4-1 and they're 2-2, and at the end of the day, that's what matters.
You have to add.
I tell you what, it's not where you start, as we all know.
Well, we already.
Hold on. Proven by the Green Bay Packers
line.
2 years ago, who started out, with a losing record in the last 8 games, turned it on. It's not where you start; it's where you finish.
Mark, you're not allowed to say that. You're not allowed to say that. Because everything about you and your team has been about where you start and never where you finish. You haven't held Dak accountable for all those playoff losses and chokes. Now it's about where you finish.
So you can make excuses.
Come on,
you can make excuses of your offensive lineman being hurt, and that's why you guys lost this game. I can't use any of that. So by your logic, we should say it's Jalen Hurts' fault that he lost that game. By your logic, that's exactly what you're saying. You're not holding him accountable for the game.
There's a complete difference. The difference was you asked why Saquon Barkley is struggling in the running.
Okay, why'd you lose?
I gave you a complete statistic why. Okay, and that was why did we lose? Why did we lose this past game? Because the offense wasn't good enough. And if you want to say that Jalen Hurts and the running game wasn't good enough, I'll accept that. And I think they would too. I think the defense got worn out in that fourth quarter. And I think that the offense did not sustain. They should have tried to run more. They kept making too many mistakes. And it was on the offensive side of the ball why we lost. And there's no excuse why we lost.
I'm going to ask both of you questions about each opposing team here. So, Mark, I want to ask you about the Eagles here, and then I'm going to ask Philly about the Cowboys here. So we're going to go the other way. So right now, offensively, the Philadelphia Eagles are trending, and their trends are they're the 30th ranked offense in pro football. They are the 31st ranked passing offense in pro football. And here's the shocker, really. Not that those other ones, because they were kind of down the line of a year ago. They're 25th in rushing. What happened? I mean, they've only missed. Now, again, I think Philly laid it out. The injuries in the O-line, the new coordinator.
They're not the excuse. They're one of the issues. That's all I'm saying.
Okay. And the only guy they're missing is Becton from that team from a year ago. Why do you think, Mark, that team is struggling offensively?
It's crazy to say this, but it looks like they're scared to try and make big plays. It looks like they've gone really ultra conservative.
I think they're afraid to make a bad play.
Right. It doesn't look like – I mean, you got A.J. Brown. I mean, listen, I bust on the Eagles. But between Devontae Smith and A.J. Brown, they're not trying to really go downfield with them. And it's like if he's not wide open, he's not dropping the ball to him. But you got to understand, you got to take your shots down the field to try and stretch it open. And because you're not, you're shrinking the field and you're getting more people in there. And they're just not challenging. I still think that Saquon, 2,000 yards is still 2,000 yards. That does slow you down. You are not the same guy. And to your point, the offensive line is definitely nicked up. And maybe it's because they had the short off season. But they don't look like the same team that they were last year.
I know. It's early. It's 20 quarters here. Now let me go to Philly. Philly, Dallas Cowboys are currently right now the number one ranked offense in all of pro football. They are number one, 400 yards a game. Passing,
Amazing.
They are third.
Amazing.
Rushing, believe it or not, an area where I thought that they would never be in the top 10, they're eighth. And in scoring, the Dallas Cowboys are fourth. Are you impressed with the Dallas Cowboys offense? After
when you're
surprise.
When your defense is that bad and you give up 40 points to like the New York Giants, you better throw the ball. That's all you got to do. Well, what else can you do? You've got to throw the ball. The only thing that I give Dallas credit for right now is I think that and this is really the key to their offense. It's not Dak Prescott. We know Dak's a joker. It's the running game has been better than I thought it was. And I think that has helped set up that offense. But there's nothing to be impressed about. It's September. September wins are nice. Playoff wins are nicer. And I'm like Kirk Cousins. I'm like all these other quarterbacks to show me what you do when it is the playoffs and when it's late in the season. If we're sitting here in the playoffs and you're saying, hey, Philly, Dak's going to the NFC Championship game, I will eat crow. But until then, it's just another Dak Prescott season.
No, Mark, he's not impressed. Why?
But hold on. Wait. As bad as you say my defense is, as far as the rankings go, that's your offense, bro.
Then why do you only have 2 wins, Mark? And why didn't you beat my team?
Well, we were close. It was a couple of plays. Look, Miles Sanders still plays for you, bro.
Couple plays that has 12 interceptions.
Okay. Miles Sanders is still playing for you, bro.
Hey, guess what, dude? Guess what?
Okay.
Right
and the Green Bay game, if
Quinion Mitchell could catch,
okay,
it was over. Game was over
Again,
long ago. I mean, I've never seen
funny.
a quarterback literally have guys drop so many interceptions than Dak Prescott on a weekly basis.
But you know what? It only counts if they come down with it.
Couple last ones here for you,
Same
Mark.
thing about your team losing.
Mark, couple last ones here for you now.
Yeah.
Now we're going to get on the bad end here. And then I'm going to ask both of you questions about your defense. Mark, you're 32nd in defense. Passing defense, you're 32nd.
Oh, but they're pretty good. They're coming along. They found the linebacker.
Rushing defense, you're 23rd.
Mm-hmm.
And in scoring defense, you're 29th.
Which is an improvement. We improved 3 spots.
We found the linebacker.
Okay.
You played the Jets.
What's your takeaway? Okay. What's your takeaway on your defense? And it's so polar opposite to what your offense really is having a great year. What's wrong with the defensive side? This can't just be about Micah Parsons.
No, it's not just about Micah Parsons, because if you take a look at where we were last year with Micah Parsons, the first 4 games, we did not force New Orleans or Baltimore into a punt. We were getting mollywopped last year on our defense with Micah Parsons on the field. Okay. If you look at our ratings last year on defense, we still sucked. Okay. Part of it is a new system, and Matt Eberflus is a zone guy. And unfortunately, that's not Diggs, who's still not quite 100% there. He's a man cover. So hopefully that'll get better as time goes on. Deron Bland just got back, and this is only the 6th game that they've actually played together in the last 3 seasons, which is kind of crazy when you think about it. Our linebacker play has been terrible until, like I said, Shamar James is actually playing better, which should help. And then, of course, we'll at some point hopefully get back Overshown, which will help some as well. But ultimately, it's going to be, does Jerry Jones go out and bring some extra help in? Does he make a trade?
What are you laughing at, Philly?
This guy, the delusion of grandeur. It's just
I said my defense sucked last year and it sucks this year. What is the delusional about that?
Oh, this guy haven't played, and it's been 3 years now.
I'm saying that our best 2 corners hadn't played together.
Look, I think
6 games in the last 3 years.
I think that Dallas could be 0-5 right now, and Mark would be telling you the positives of it. Okay, that's what I think.
All right,
I think
Philly,
they stink. I think they stink.
Philly, here's you compared to the number. By the way, Mark, last year the Philadelphia Eagles were pretty much by far the #1 football team in the National Football League on defense. This year, total defense, they are now 20th. Passing defense, they are now. Last year they were #1. Now they are 15th. Rushing defense, which they were pretty decent last year. Now they're 22nd.
Wait, what does that shirt say?
What's wrong? What
the
happened
stars
here?
aligning? The stars are aligning. What's...
The stars are aligning? Is that a cowboy thing?
Yeah, the stars are aligning. Hey, my beautiful bride made that for me, bro.
You see what I deal with.
The stars are aligning.
Yeah.
That's pretty dope. She made that.
It's great she made it, but I mean, can you see how delusional this guy is or what?
Hey, on the offense, it's Dak, CD, George Pickens, Jake Ferguson. Those are my stars. And they're lining up pretty good. You can't do that with my defense. It's not like I put my defense out there.
Hey,
okay?
Mark, you're the Pro Bowl quarterback right now for the NFC is Dak Prescott.
There you go.
See, Sills, this is why at the end of the year, it's so great, and the meltdowns are classic, and they go viral because he sets himself up for this. Right now, he is setting the stage for the
what's rule number 1 of
meltdown.
YouTube? What's rule number 1 of YouTube?
Lie.
Turn on.
Get people to watch. Okay, if it's me melting down because my team ends up being ass, at least they're watching. Okay,
they're going to be watching. All right.
Hey, I'm going to ask you guys one last question apiece here. So I do have to ask the question about AJ. I mean, aren't you tired of this shit? I mean, aren't you tired of it? I mean, Philly,
No,
it's every fucking week now. We
I'm
got
not
some
tired of
bullshit.
it. I could care less about it, to be honest. I think it's all blown up. When he starts doing push-ups in his driveway, all right,
That's
then
nuts.
then I'll start worrying about it. But I think this is like
Oh, shit.
I think this is like nothing compared to what we've had with like TO and stuff like that. I mean, look, at the end of the year, if they can't work it out and something has to happen, we'll deal with it then. But right now, no, just go play
Would you
football.
trade
I
him
don't
at the
care.
end of the year?
I prefer not to, no. But if this is going to be a problem where him and Hurts can't work together, of course. But I don't think it's that bad. I really think this is a lot of this is overblown, and I think a lot of it was not just AJ Brown. I really think he was speaking for more than one person, and he just took it on the chin by going public with it.
I'm going to tell you this, Mark, before I ask you about your prediction this week. I think AJ Brown and Barkley and Devontae Smith, I think they had a problem with Hurts. And I'll tell you why. Hurts answered the question like the coach. The other guys were answering questions saying this. Hey, man, I got my boy AJ Brown's back. Hey, I got my boy AJ Brown's back. Hey, I got my boy AJ Brown's back. You know how Hurts answered it? The same way Sirianni did. All we care about is working the process. All we care about is the work. That's how the coach talks. And I think those guys had a problem with it because can you imagine this? You had a team meeting about offense without Lane Johnson in it. That's not a team meeting without the most senior guy in your locker room. If there wasn't what Philly said, where there was a problem with these two guys and them not getting along professionally, I agree with you, Philly. I don't give a shit about them personally loving one another, sitting around making Barbie dolls or whatever you want to do. At the end of the day, though, dude, there's got to be a business relationship. And when you got AJ Brown cutting routes off, Philly, that's a problem, dude.
Well, there's a lot of frustration building up with those two guys. Why they couldn't communicate in game, I don't know. But hopefully Barkley having that sit down helped. I mean, we're gonna find out how it helps. I think it's weeks. I mean, I just keep thinking, why wouldn't the coaches have seen what was going on or had any idea?
Yeah.
Like, why didn't they deal with this at week 2?
Behind closed doors.
Why is Saquon Barkley having to do it? That's what I want to know.
Absolutely. Mark, I think this is a merit badge. This guy, Mark, is a total doofbag. Hey, and wait, listen. I take that shit as a merit badge because of you being a Cowboy fan. I wouldn't take that wrong. You got to look at it like this. When someone calls you names like that, that guy came here and he wanted to throw that at you. I mean, good for you, man. Very proud of you, my friend.
Man, then I probably have the most merit badges out of everybody. You should see what they say about me on my
It's nothing but love, man.
Mark, what about it this week? Carolina, what do you got? Give me a score.
The thing about you know what actually made me feel good about this game was the Cowboys, playing against Green Bay, where everybody thought we were going to get Molly. Don't give me that Philly.500. Everybody thought we were going to
win that game. No
right.
way.
The fact that I know people are like, well, you're celebrating the tie. Well,
the Green Bay game? Yeah, I thought you were going to get.
I bet the Rams would have been happy for a tie with 49ers. Okay, instead of losing the way they did.
Yep.
But the fact that they showed up, you could look and say, well, it's typical Cowboys. They always play up when they play good teams, but then when they play the shit teams, they play down to them. They didn't against the Jets, and that's when they weren't with a loaded roster. If they can go into Carolina, and I think that they have a good chance to take care of business. The Carolina is feeling good because if they win this one, it's the first time they've been 500 since what's his name was quarterback there. So it's been like 4 years since they've been 500. They're going to be fired up. But if the Cowboys can find a way to get a win and start getting people healthy, it bodes good for the rest of the season. They got a lot of work to do on the defense, but you take 1 week at a time. And if you get that win that week, hey, you live to fight another day.
You think they could win 10 games?
Yeah. To me, here's the thing I said to start the season, because people keep coming back at me and saying, well, they're not winning the Super Bowl. It's like, I never said they're going to win the Super Bowl. I said if they win 9-10 games with a whole new coaching staff and losing their best player, That's a successful season. As Cowboy fans look at it, they'll say we suck. But you're starting a process. You got a young team. You've got now cash. You got 4 first-round draft picks over the next 2 years. You look at this and say, yeah, you got something to build on.
All right. What do you see on Thursday night here, my friend?
Sloppy first quarter, both teams, because it's a Thursday night game. They're always typically seem to be sloppy. I think the Eagles just got too much at the end of the day, though. I mean, Jackson Dart's third start, Vic Fangio, that defense should be able to confuse him. I'm not a big believer in Scam Scatabo, so I think he's a bit overrated. And then I think, they got a good pass rush, but I think you could run on them. I think this could be a Barkley game. I think Eagles win 31-13.
Hey, Mark, how about this one for you when everybody was telling me that the Eagles were going to replace all those guys? You ready for this?
Mm-hmm.
Josh Sweat's second in the NFL at sacks right now. He's on pace for 17 sacks.
Jesus.
Milton Williams is on pace for 10 sacks right now. And the New England Patriots were one of my bold predictions that I said that they'd make the playoffs. And the cornerback, Isaiah Rodgers, is rated as the best cornerback in pro football. Yeah, and those three dudes were on the team last year.
That's where I really missed the mark with this team. Is I expected way more from Nolan Smith and Jalix Hunt. And to me, Jalix Hunt needs to be benched because I thought he was half-assing it in that game versus the Broncos. I was really disappointed. I thought he half-assed a couple tackles, let Bo Nix get by him, and I would bench him. I would bench him this week to send a message because that's where I've missed the mark with this team. I did not expect the edge rushers to be this bad, and that's a legit problem. And I don't know if you can fix it without trading.
And I'll tell you, with Milton and Josh not being there, I think it's affected Jalen Carter a little bit, not having better talent around him. I'm not saying Carter's not going to be a dominant player, but dude, having better players around you, you know that helps everybody at the end of the day. And here's something else too, Mark. Check this out. The Eagles were talking about giving Reed Blankenship $15 million. He is the worst rated safety in pro football right now. He's like the worst of all the starting guys. I mean, they were talking. Now I know why the Eagles didn't do it. The Eagles, I don't think we're ever going to give him that money, Philly. I don't think they were ever going to give him that contract. And guess what he did? He went and got a different agent. I thought maybe there would be a deal on the table. No way. The Eagles are waiting till March to see how this thing plays out. Do you agree, Philly? They let him walk.
I do kind of agree. Because I think if they were going to do it, they would have done it already. I really do. So I think it's going to depend a lot on how the rest of the year goes with his play. I don't think he's been that great, early on in the season. But we got a lot of football left to play.
We do. Guys, thank you so much, man. You were great. Hey,
thank you.
Make sure you check out that Doug Peterson, man. I got to tell you, Doug was spectacular yesterday. He said a lot of things there. He was like, one of the things, Philly, that he said about his exit was he thought he was coming back.
Yeah.
And when he got in that meeting and then he realized that, they said something about an assistant coach, Press Taylor. He's like, okay, I knew that was the writing on the wall. He also made a point that, get this, he's glad to see that the Eagles are allowing Nick to have some autonomy and elevating guys. He went like this. He made it clear that he was not given that opportunity to elevate coaches. It was a conversation always. So Nick's got more latitude than what Doug ever did.
Well, maybe he shouldn't. Maybe he should.
Hey, Philly, I'll leave you with this last one here.
Yeah.
Doug said this. If they ever called me on being an assistant when it came to being a guy who could be a consultant, I'm open to that on going back to Philly.
Wow.
Interesting. That's really interesting. See, I don't think – I always see it like – remember Rocky 2 when Rocky retires and he's walking around the gym with the spit bucket? And they're like, you don't do that. You're a legend here. Like, I never saw him coming back like as an offensive coordinator. It'd have to be something in the front office. But, hey, if he's open to it, why not?
Holding a spit bucket.
Damn.
All right.
Well, he's a head coach of the winning first Super Bowl champ, right?
Yeah.
So he's got to be held in legendary. He's got to be held in legendary status.
It'd be
Does
like
the
Jimmy
guy-
coming back and holding Jerry Spittoon,
Yeah.
right?
Mm.
Or how about that $250,000 fine that Jerry got there, flipping off the Jets?
He flipped off the Jets. He can pull it out of out of his cushions and his couch and stuff like that.
I love
mean,
Jerry Jones.
boy,
Love that guy.
it's like,
Phil.
bro, it was just the Jets.
Oh,
okay?
here's RB doesn't help
love
the Cowboys get to OT when we're talking about the Cowboys getting their first win against the Jets being 1-3-1. By the way, did you hear what Vic Fangio said about your kicker? He said that he's going to kick a 70-yarder this year.
Yeah, I think he could. I'm sure that we're going to try one. I'm sure at some point. But yeah,
Wouldn't that be
he's
something
got
if
one
they
hell
did
of
it
a
against
leg.
Philly?
Oh man, yeah, and the game winner, like the NFC Championship game.
Hey, game winner, Philly! Thank you so much, brother. I appreciate both
This guy.
They're spectacular.
I
How
didn't
many
think you were
videos-
going to call me tonight. I honestly thought, I was like, they're not going to want me on.
Wait,
this one.
wait,
I know
wait,
he's not going to want me on.
How many videos tonight, Philly?
For Mark,
Yeah.
I bet you he's done 4 already. I bet.
Actually, this is only my second today, believe it or not.
Get the hell out of here.
I'm serious.
Yeah.
This is only
Guys,
the second
I
The
today.
appreciate
stars
you
are
very-
aligned. The stars are aligned.
The stars are alive. I
The
see you guys.
stars are aligned.
They're aligning.
Stars.
They're aligning. They haven't yet.
aligning.
They're getting
they're
there.
aligning. They're aligning. Okay.
Aligning for December. And
Love you, Philly. This is so
Love
much
you
more
guys.
fun today. I don't
Love
know
you
why.
too.
It was great today.
Well, because you're kind of winning.
you've won 2 games. You should be happy.
I'll see you
2.5.
guys.
All right.
See you guys soon, man.
See you.
Thank you guys
All
so
right.
much, man. Great
Bye.
stuff as always, man.